Hello everyone. Today we will talk about planning presentations. Applying the AIM planning process to presentations is a structured approach that helps speakers connect effectively with their audience while ensuring their message is clearly communicated. Like in writing, the AIM process involves 3 core stages: analyzing the audience, gathering and developing information, and managing the message. However, for presentations, special emphasis is placed on audience analysis and message structure due to their unique impact on live communication. This approach ensures your content resonates both intellectually and emotionally with the listeners. Analyzing your audience is the first crucial step. Understanding who your audience members are, what they know, and what concerns they have enables you to tailor your presentation to their specific needs and expectations. It requires answering several key questions: how the audience will benefit from your ideas, what prior knowledge they possess, and what their main concerns or objections might be. For example, if your audience lacks familiarity with your topic, you must allocate more time to education and clarification. Moreover, identifying the key decision makers within the group allows you to direct your core messages strategically. This deep audience understanding ensures your presentation is relevant and engaging. Equally important is recognizing how your audience learns best and what appeals to them. Audiences vary in their motivational values and learning styles. Some prefer facts and precision, while others respond to emotional connections or practical benefits. Visual learners benefit from illustrative slides. Auditory learners appreciate a strong vocal delivery, and kinesthetic learners engage more with interactive elements. Effective presentations strike a balance between emotional and analytical appeals, blending logical reasoning with relatable human elements. Leveraging these insights makes your message more persuasive and memorable. Developing the message itself focuses on identifying a small number of key takeaway points that you want your audience to remember. Unlike in writing, where detailed explanation is possible, presentations require clarity and conciseness. Your message should be consistently reinforced throughout the speech, especially when addressing busy or executive audiences. Avoid diluting your message by trying to please everyone. Instead, sharpen your focus on the most critical information and clearly structure your presentation with a preview, body, view, and review. This familiar format guides audience attention and enhances comprehension, with the majority of time spent elaborating on main points and only a brief time on introduction and summary. Providing a compelling preview at the beginning of your presentation is vital because it shapes how your audience perceives both you and your message. Audiences often form quick judgments within the first few minutes about whether they will listen, find value, and potentially act on what you say. Dana Lamon, a judge and professional speaker, highlights that just like a judge often decides a case early on, audiences decide very quickly if your message matters to them. This means the opening moments must grab attention, clearly articulate the benefits, and encourage further listening. The preview of your presentation typically includes 3 components: an attention getter, a positioning statement, and an overview. The attention getter aims to create interest and draw your audience in emotionally or intellectually. Research with executives shows that personalized, emotionally evocative, concise, and credible messages are the most effective ways to capture attention. Examples include rhetorical questions, vivid storytelling, dramatic demonstrations, relevant quotations, or intriguing statistics. Humor can be effective, but is risky as opening jokes may overshadow key messages or fall flat due to nervousness. Establishing a warm, relevant connection is better. After you have the audience's attention, the positioning statement frames your presentation's main purpose in a concise and appealing way, highlighting the clear benefits for the audience. This statement tells listeners what to expect and why it matters to them, setting a positive and confident tone. For instance, in Letitia's presentation, her positioning statement about continuous reviews increasing employee engagement directly addresses managers' priorities and signals a practical solution. Finally, the overview gives a brief roadmap of your presentation, outlining the key points you will cover. This helps audience members follow along and organize the information in their minds. By segmenting the presentation into easily digestible benefits or messages, you make your presentation more memorable and relevant to different audience members. Letitia's overview focused on accurate feedback, ease for managers, and cost effectiveness, which aligns her content with what matters most to her listeners. Okay, now justify your views. In any presentation, articulating and supporting your key messages is paramount. As you express your views, it's essential to acknowledge that many audience members may initially be skeptical. After all, you are asking them to invest their time, money, or other resources into your products, services, or ideas. This request often entails a certain degree of professional or personal risk. Therefore, it is crucial to fortify your main positions with strong supporting material. This could include specific case studies, relevant anecdotes, analogies, statistics, facts, quotes from reputable sources, or insights from your own professional experiences. Utilizing diverse forms of evidence helps build credibility and persuades your audience of your stance. However, moderation is key when incorporating support materials into your presentation. Overloading your audience with too much information can lead to confusion or disengagement. It's important to recognize that audience members often have preferences for specific types of evidence. For instance, personalized case studies are frequently more impactful than mere statistics, as they create a relatable context. Conversely, weak evidence can significantly undermine your arguments, so it's vital to ensure that your support is robust and credible. Additionally, being attuned to your audience's preferences can enhance your effectiveness. For example, professionals with a quantitative mindset may respond better to statistical data, while those valuing personal narratives may be more swayed by your experiences. Rolly Grimshaw, an executive communication coach, highlights a common pitfall for business managers: presenting evidence first or relying solely on data without clearly stating their primary conclusions or positions. A more effective approach is the PREP method, which involves clearly articulating your position, providing supporting reasons, sharing relevant examples or evidence, and then reiterating your position. This structure not only clarifies your message, but also reinforces it, making it easier for the audience to remember your key points. For instance, by observing how one might start and conclude with their main argument, it's clear how this methodology can enhance persuasion and retention in a presentation. Finally, while the review section of your presentation takes up only a small portion of your time, it plays a critical role in consolidating your message. A strong conclusion is crucial for gaining the audience's buy-in for specific actions. Start by summarizing your key messages succinctly, and then issue a clear call to action. For example, a well-crafted call to action could invite audience members to engage further as seen in Letitia's conclusion, where she expresses appreciation and encourages ongoing feedback. This approach fosters a sense of collaboration and illustrates your genuine interest in involving others in the decision-making process, thereby increasing the likelihood of their commitment. Now design appealing slides. In the contemporary business environment, visual aids such as PowerPoint slides are frequently utilized to enhance presentations. The effectiveness of good visuals in increasing communication and persuasion cannot be overstated. Studies suggest that visuals can boost effectiveness by up to 50%. Since a significant portion of information retention, approximately 75%, is visual, it's crucial to leverage well-designed slides in your presentations. However, care must be taken, as poorly designed visuals can detract from your message and diminish audience engagement, leading to what some refer to as death by PowerPoint. To maximize the effectiveness of your slides, it is essential to remember that you, as the presenter, should remain the focus of the presentation. Visuals should serve as aids rather than the primary attraction. Judith Humphrey, a prominent executive trainer, emphasizes the importance of keeping the audience's attention on the speaker rather than on slides filled with bullet points. The narrative and passion delivered through your voice and gestures are far more powerful than static visuals. By shifting attention from yourself to the slides, you risk diluting the impact of your message. Creating a storyboard with your slide titles can help ensure that your presentation tells a coherent story. This approach allows you to check for a logical flow of ideas and identify which slides are truly necessary. Many presenters mistakenly believe that more slides equate to a better presentation, but in reality, fewer, well-structured slides can often convey the story more effectively. A good rule of thumb is to aim for one slide for every 1 to 2 minutes of presentation time. This strategy not only keeps the presentation concise, but also helps maintain audience engagement. When designing your slides, prioritize ease of processing for your audience. Implementing the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid, is an effective strategy. However, focusing on clarity and comprehension is even more important. Here are some key design tips. Limit information. Keep slides uncluttered. Aim for no more than 10 words per line and 5 to 6 lines per slide. Audience members should be able to absorb the content in 10 to 15 seconds. Readable fonts. Use large, legible fonts, at least 24-point for titles and 18-point for body text, to ensure all audience members can read your content easily. Highlight key information. Utilize bold and italics to emphasize critical points or data, guiding the audience's focus to essential elements. Use white space. Incorporate ample white space to create an uncluttered and organized appearance on your slides. High contrast. Select color combinations that enhance readability. For dark text, use light backgrounds and vice versa. Compelling images. Choose images that reinforce your message, but use them sparingly to avoid overwhelming the audience. Effective charts and diagrams. Use simple charts to clarify complex data. Ensure that they are easy to interpret within seconds, preventing your audience from getting lost in details. Seek design assistance. For high-stakes presentations, consider professional design help. Many organizations have internal resources, and for smaller businesses, hiring outside professionals can lead to significantly improved presentation quality. By following these principles in your slide design, you can ensure that your visual aids enhance rather than hinder your presentation, effectively conveying your message to your audience. Applying the storyline approach to your presentations. The storyline approach is a powerful method for enhancing presentations, as it enables deeper emotional and intellectual engagement with your audience. By leveraging narratives, speakers can create bonds with listeners and encourage them to internalize the information presented. Research indicates that people are more likely to remember stories than abstract information, which can significantly impact their willingness to act on the ideas conveyed. James E. Rogers, CEO of Duke Energy, highlights the importance of storytelling in business communication. He asserts that effective presentations require not just the arrangement of facts, but the ability to narrate a compelling story that resonates with the audience. His experience as a newspaper reporter instilled a sense of the essential elements of storytelling, emphasizing how crucial this skill is for leaders in conveying direction and motivation. Similarly, Jathan Genovi, an HR trainer, found that traditional approaches to compliance training were failing to engage employees. By shifting to storytelling, he transformed dull legal lectures into relatable narratives that captivated his audience. This shift not only improved engagement, but also enhanced learning outcomes and influenced behavior change among employees. Stories are applicable in various business contexts, including financial presentations. Sally Herrickstead, a CPA, points out that financial data can tell a specific story, whether about company growth or market challenges. By focusing on narrative coherence, presenters can make complex information more relatable and engaging, ensuring that their audiences understand and remember the key points. To effectively utilize storytelling in your presentations, consider the following components. Plot. Introduce a business situation that presents challenges or tensions. This gives your narrative a clear beginning and end. Setting. Establish the time, place, characters, and context to provide a backdrop for the story, making it relatable and grounded. Resolution. Present a solution that addresses the challenges faced, showing how obstacles were overcome. Moral or lesson. Conclude with a takeaway that resonates with your audience's interests or business goals. For instance, Letitia's story about continuous review systems illustrates the benefits of employee recognition and rewards. It effectively addresses the concern of high employee turnover while maintaining a structured narrative. When incorporating stories, keep them concise. The audience's attention is limited. Thus, aim for 30 seconds to 2 minutes for storytelling, depending on complexity. Rehearse your stories to gauge timing and ensure clarity. As a rule of thumb, a comfortable speaking pace allows for a 75-word story to last about 30 seconds, while a 150-word story reaches about 1 minute. Ultimately, while your narrative should aim to inform and make a point, having an entertaining element can enhance engagement. Be attentive to real-life anecdotes and insights. They can greatly enhance the effectiveness of your presentations by making your message memorable and impactful. Okay, the last topic we have is reviewing your presentations for fairness and effectiveness. When preparing a presentation, it's essential to approach the review process with the same diligence as you would for written communications. This involves meticulously checking all supplementary materials and ensuring that the technology you plan to use is functioning correctly. Typos or formatting errors in electronic slides can signal carelessness, potentially undermining your credibility. To avoid such pitfalls, it is vital to seek feedback from colleagues and clients before and after your presentations. Their insights can help you identify areas for improvement and ensure that the content aligns with their expectations and needs. In addition to technical accuracy, it's important to consider the fairness of your presentation. This means critically evaluating whether the content is grounded in factual evidence and whether you have been transparent about your motivations and reasoning. Ask yourself if you have clearly communicated how the presentation's content impacts audience members and other stakeholders. This introspection helps ensure that you are respectful and considerate of your audience, fostering an atmosphere of trust and engagement. Using Letitia's case as an example, she diligently evaluates her presentation in these aspects. She confidently presents her claims regarding the positive effects of continuous review systems on employee engagement, backed by careful research. Letitia also provides access to her sources, allowing senior managers to assess the reliability of the information presented. Furthermore, she addresses the broader impacts on stakeholders, making it clear that these systematic changes will necessitate a new approach to employee management. By doing so, Letitia not only enhances the fairness of her presentation, but also demonstrates respect for her audience, especially when addressing challenging questions. This thorough evaluation process ultimately contributes to a more effective and credible presentation.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to channel.